Oliver and his brake van Toad liked working in the big yards, but one morning Toad noticed that Oliver was unhappy. He decided to find out why.
Excuse me, Mr. Oliver. It seems to me that things are not well with you. If you forgive me for mentioning it.
You're quite right, Toad. All I do is shunt these freight cars onto the turntable. I long for a nice run. It's what an engine really needs.
Quite so, Mr. Oliver. May I suggest that you speak to Sir Topham Hatt about your problems?
I'm glad we found you, Oliver, said the Vat Controller to him one day. Without you, we'd be quite lost. And he smiled. But Oliver was keen to do more adventurous work, and was bold enough to tell the Vat Controller. I understand your feelings, Oliver, but you are very useful here. But if anything does crop up, I'll let you have a go, the Vat Controller replied. Oh, thank you, sir, said Oliver, and then went about his work. All the other engines were busy as well. The Vat Controller was building a new area at the docks. It was to be a grand passenger pier. What I want is a fine dockside building so that the passengers have somewhere nice to sit and wait for their ships. It is important that our customers are well looked after, he said sternly. The Vat Controller left, leaving the architect and the engineers huddled over plans. I know what he wants, but I just don't know how we're going to be able to build in time for the gala opening, said the architect. Meanwhile, Oliver was having a difficult time with the trucks. They were awkward and rude.
You're no good, Oliver. You're dangerous. We want Percy. Percy's far too busy to be bothered with the likes of you. And Oliver bumped the freight cars hard. You silly engine, shouted a workman. It'll take a long time to repair this turntable, which will cause confusion and delay.
Now you'll have to shunt them yourself. And he did, but by mid-afternoon there was chaos. As hard as Oliver tried to get things right, he got into more and more of a mess. Now he found himself surrounded with trucks, most of which were in the wrong sidings. Coal trucks were mixed with brick trucks, rock trucks mixed with clay trucks, flour trucks mixed with scrap iron. It was an awful mess, and what was worse for Oliver, Henry and James were being kept waiting. Just can't get the right shunters these days, James snorted. Despicable, and a waste of valuable time, hissed Henry. It's these trucks' fault, replied Oliver as he tried to sort things out. But both James and Henry were angry. We'll just have to take mixed loads. We haven't got time to wait around, they said.
That night, Sir Topham Hatt arrived.
Oliver, you have caused confusion. I thought you could control freight cars. You shall work the mail train for a while. Maybe the night air will clear your smoke box.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir, said Oliver sadly. Cheer up, old chap, said his driver. The mail train run is a grand run for a fine engine like you. Oliver smiled, but he still felt he had let everyone down. His driver took them along the coastal run with the mail train. The fresh air couldn't help but brighten Oliver's spirits. They made good speed until it was time to collect some important mail from Harold the helicopter.
When they reached Dryard, there was a delay. We have to wait for Harold helicopter to arrive. He's got some important mail aboard and it must be delivered by this morning, said the station master. What a pity. We were doing well too. Now we'll be late on our first run, said Oliver's driver. Sorry, but that's the way it is sometimes, replied the station master.
Come on, Harold!
Quite soon, Oliver heard the familiar buzz of Harold. He landed nearby. Sorry, old boy, needs must and all that. Urgent mail for the Vat Controller. Can't let him down, can we now? Said Harold. Think I have already, replied Oliver glumly. Harold said nothing. He knew how important it was to an engine to be on time all the time, no matter what.
Sorry I'm late, Great Western. Had a bit of a problem with one of my arms. Kept letting me down when I was meant to be up. You know how it is. We know that we'll be late for our first run, replied Oliver's driver. Soon they were on their way again. Ahead was a red signal light. Oliver didn't realize that the signalman had dozed off. Oliver whistled several times, but the signal stayed red. "There must be something wrong with that signal. We'll go slowly and stop by the signal box," said his driver. But they never reached it. The points before the signal box were switched to an old track. They were going the wrong way. Oliver's fireman was concerned. "We need to find a water tower soon." Instead, they saw an old station. Disaster lay ahead. Meanwhile, Sir Topham Hatt was worried.
Oliver has not returned. We'll send out a search party.
Soon he was high in the sky with Harold.
There they are.
Harold landed close by. The engine driver told the Fat Controller all about things. "It wasn't Oliver's fault, sir, it was the signalman's," said his driver. "I am aware of that. I'm only too glad you are all safe." Then he saw the mansion. My word, what a splendid building! In good condition, too. I wonder... And he went off to explore it. He returned shortly and spoke to Oliver. "Oliver, you may have been lost, but you found a splendid building. My railway will buy it and then take it apart. It will be my grand building on my new pier. It's just the ticket. You shall be in charge of shipping it there, and I will name it Oliver House." "You are a very clever engine indeed," said the Fat Controller happily.
Sighed Oliver. "Getting lost can be interesting, but being found is much nicer. Especially when it makes an engine feel really useful."